Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my live quilting chat, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. It is not quite St. Patrick's Day, but as you can see, this is our theme for the night. Well, at least the music, and I'm wearing my green. Mr. HP, are you wearing green? Yes, he is. There he is. So thank you all for being with us here, day before St. Patty's Day. And so whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for being here. Make sure you say hi to everybody by posting in the comments where you're tuning in from and your name. On tonight's show, I want to revisit a little bit of a previous video that we did a few years back. It's about stripologizing your 60-degree triangles and also 45-degree right triangles. And I'll be also showing you lots of new fabric and a little information on our next sew along, the April strip along. So please use those thumbs up and hearts throughout the show. We love that. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, make sure to like our page and sign up for those notifications so you don't miss a show. You will be notified when we go live. Now, we have a giveaway every single show, 2 winners every single Tipsy Tuesday. So you can win just by commenting. We choose 1 live winner from all of your comments, and then we also have a giveaway question at the end so you can get a chance to win even if you're not watching live. So our last show, we had a giveaway question. So this, we talked a little bit about storing quilts. So I asked you a question, how do you store your quilts? And our winner was Pam Cooper Durant. And she, her answer was, I hang many on the wall or put on a traditional quilt rack. My husband and I always sleep under one I made. Wouldn't have it any other way. Love that. Now, that's a great question. Do you sleep under your quilts? We do. Yeah. Who are you sleeping under currently? Do you remember?
Kira?
Yeah. Sleeping under Kira.
Oh, sweet
That
Kira.
does not sound right, does it? Sweet Kira. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Anyways, it's been a fun, busy week. I actually did a lecture last night for a guild in Canada. So I was kind of in Canada last night. We were, both of us. So that was kind of fun. I wanted to talk about a few things. We had some emails regarding our Christmas in Europe fabric kit. So our Christmas in Europe block of the month, mystery block of the month, will not start till July. We will not even talk about it until June. But we were offering reservations for the fabric kit earlier in last month. And so that was only available through February, and so we shut that off. But a lot of folks that missed out wanted to know if they could somehow be notified when those go on sale. So what we did, we put up a listing for the Christmas in Europe fabric kit. It does say sold out, and that's where the panic came in. People thought it was sold out and they hadn't gotten theirs. So it's not even in stock yet. Fabric won't get here until June. So we have it up there. It says out of stock, but it's only for those that want to make sure they get notified. So you can put in your email to get signed up for notifications as soon as that thing comes in stock and becomes live on the website. So if you missed out on the reservation, if you made a reservation, if you did your $10 reservation fee, then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. You will get your kit, or at least an option to do so. So there it is. You can find that on the website. And so if you just want to get a notification when we have this in stock, you can do so by going to the listing and putting your email in that notifications box. All right. This month is flying by. That means that our March project for Fast and Furious Club is coming up. It's coming up real fast. So our trimester, of course, started earlier this month. And on the 20th of each month, the project goes live. And this coming Saturday morning is when the March project goes live, which is the Eggs for Easter table runner. So this one is going to be quick to put together for you. You can definitely get it done easy. For Easter, we actually got some more kits in. I made some more kits. I know they are flying out pretty fast. So if you wanted one, make sure you snatch that up before they are gone, because after that, we don't have any more of it. All right, so if you did purchase either the 9-month subscription or the trimester, automatically you will get notified when the video and the pattern is in your account. If you just wanted to purchase this one individually, you can do so on Saturday, on the 20th. All right, so the official countdown for retreat is, of course, going on. We are now tomorrow a week away from our first ever virtual Stripology retreat, and everybody's getting very excited. I think me the most. I'm excited, nervous, and then I get excited. This guy is mostly nervous because he has to take care of all the tech, but we had a little session on Saturday where we offered people to check their kind of technology, check their devices, see how things were going to go. And after that one, I think it put a lot of people at ease, including you, right? Yes. A little more at ease.
It's very helpful.
Very helpful, and it was great. So such great people. So we can't wait for next week. And all of you, even if you're not participating, I'm sure you'll hear some stories and find out how that's going. Oh, Karen's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Karen. Hope you're having a great one, and thank you for spending it with us. Love that. So I did actually start, speaking of retreat, the Astrid quilt. One of the versions is in the corner there, and I actually started working on it. I picked my fabrics for my Astrid that I will sew during the retreat. I always sew with everybody, and it's also the fabric that I chose to do my step out, so my demos, because they are all pre-recorded, so folks can have those videos forever. So I've been working on those, and so I'm excited about how this new version is coming out. So maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek later. Yeah. All right. So moving on, a few things I wanted to talk about. Oh, I'm sure you're all waiting for the strip along information. So this is going to be just the same as a sew along, but it's called a strip along. It's just fun because we're going to be using 2.5-inch strips. So this is, I believe, the 5th year that I do a strip along. And so what I do, I pick an older pattern that is done with 2.5-inch strips, and I kind of stripologize it. I make it up in totally different colorways than I did for the pattern cover way back then. The pattern will be on a special. It will be half price for everybody, whether it is a PDF or a printed version. And so I'm not going to show you the pattern yet. I know you have to wait a little bit. Next week, I will show you the pattern and you'll be able to purchase it. But I wanted to just tell you so that you can set aside those dates if you want to participate. The dates for the April strip along are really, truly all of the Tipsy Tuesdays in April. So we will start on April 6th with the part 1. Part 2, April 13th, April 20th is part 3, and then on the 27th, we will do a recap and hopefully show some quilts in a slideshow. And so next week I'll show you the pattern. You can guess now. You can go through all of my strip patterns and try and guess. You can try. And then I'll show you the pattern. You'll be able to purchase the pattern and get ready. And then the following show, which is March 30th is the following show, and I will actually show you the fabrics that I'll be using. So I always try and pull just from my strip, so I give you some hints on choosing fabrics and such next week as well. And then we will kick it off on April 6th with the first instruction. So who's going to do it? Who's going to strip along with us? Make sure you tell us in the comments if you're going to strip along. It's great to use up your scraps, and this quilt is going to be great for that. So any questions on any of those things that we've been talking about? No? Everybody's quiet?
Jelly roll?
Yep, jelly rolls. Any 2.5-inch strips. Jelly rolls. You have a song with a jelly roll song.
Jelly roll. Jelly roll.
He used to always sing that. Whenever I talked about jelly rolls, he would say that. So, no, you said it to the whole world. All right, so let's move on then, because I thought I would have a little bit of a topic, and it's going to kind of maybe play in a little bit with what we'll be doing for the strip along, but I thought it was great information. So this morning we actually kind of took over Hen and Chick Studios Facebook page. So Hen and Chick Studios is a quilt shop in Iowa, and owned by Miss Heidi Kaisen. And Miss Heidi asked if we would do a live kind of an introduction to Stripology. What is Stripology and the whole philosophy? So I just did a quick 40-minute Facebook Live showing the rulers, and I played a couple of videos. And one of the videos is a part of my Stripology 101 videos that you can find all on my YouTube or on my website. Links to it right there. But it's information that maybe some of you that haven't been watching our shows for a while haven't seen. So it's something that, of course, if you have the Stripology XL ruler, you should know all this stuff. So I thought that we should play that video, and then I can talk about it a little bit afterwards. So it's specifically about using your ruler and adapting patterns using 60-degree triangles or 90-degree right triangles that you usually cut from a square, or for the 60-degree triangles, you usually use a triangle ruler. You can do all that with the Stripology ruler. And if you have the point trimmers, the beautiful point trimmers that they are here somewhere, deep, but I will find them. Oh, here they are. Point trimmers. If you have those, they give just extra usage and make everything come together real easy. So let's just watch the video, and then I'm ready to answer all your questions after, and we'll chat about it. Check it out. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and I'm the designer of the Stripology rulers by Creative Grids. In this video, I'd like to show you how you can adapt your patterns and use the Stripology XL to cut all your 60-degree triangles and 45-degree right triangles. I love to use 60-degree triangles in my patterns, and for example, in my strip burst pattern, I used both 60-degree triangles and also 30-degree right triangles, which are basically 60-degree triangles cut in half. Now, back when I wrote the pattern, of course, I cut my strips using the Stripology rulers, but I had to use a triangle ruler to subcut my strips into triangles. Doing that, you would have to align your line on the ruler with the bottom of the strip, make your cuts, and then, of course, every single cut, you would have to move the ruler and turn it, which can take time, and also can sometimes not be as accurate as using the Stripology rulers. So I have created this handy printable, how we can adapt our patterns to using the XL ruler. When a pattern calls for a 2.5-inch strips, for example, that gets cut into triangles using the Creative Grids 60-degree triangle ruler, you have a flat tip on one side. Now, if using the Stripology rulers, you won't have that flat tip. So we would always have to cut our strips a 1/4 inch wider than the pattern if you were to use the Stripology XL ruler. So let me show you. This particular one was cut at 2 3/4. So when cutting with a Stripology ruler, I want to use a 3-inch strip. So I take my 3-inch strip, I lay it diagonally on my cutting mat, and then I bring the ruler over and align the 60-degree line on the ruler at the bottom of the strip. And then, because this is a 3-inch wide strip, I want to make my cuts starting with a 0 and then at 3-inch increments. Same width as the strip. So as I cut and finish my whole strip, I want to remove that first unit here that I trimmed off, and then we're going to turn the ruler, just lift it up so slightly and turn it, and use the diagonal line that goes from the top left and down to align with the top of the strip. It also has a line coming down this way, which you will align with that first triangle, and that way everything is aligned as it should be. So now we're just going to make the same cuts we did before, 0 and then 3-inch increments. And so we started by cutting diamonds, and now we are cutting those diamonds in half into triangles. So now we have our 60-degree triangles, and the way we can make these work for us and the same size as the ones before is by using the G-Easy point trimmers. The point trimmers come in a 3-pack, so one of those trimmers is a 60-degree trimmer that you can use to then trim all your points off so that everything will fit together and your piecing will be much more accurate than when we have to just guess how much that dog ear needs to stick out. And once you have these all trimmed, you will notice that they are the same size as the ones that you cut with the triangle ruler, just starting with a 1/4-inch wider strip. In the printable, I also talk about 30-degree right triangles, which are basically 60-degree triangles cut in half. So we would cut our strips according to our pattern, and when we're using that for 30-degree right triangles, we want to make sure to cut our strips 1/2 inch wider than a pattern using the 60-degree triangle ruler. So then we would just take these triangles and cut them in half, making sure we have a line on the bottom here, and then just cutting it right through that tip. And then our handy trimmers will trim that point off to make them fit. So you have a line just to the right of that center that you're going to line with the edge, the straight edge of the triangle, and then you're going to just slide it down until the diagonal side is even with the edge of the triangle that way. And then we trim our triangles off, and this will fit perfectly. The other side you can just cut by flipping it over and do the same thing, bring it down and trim. Many patterns call for 1/4 square triangles. That is when you're first asked to cut squares and then cut those squares into 4ths diagonally. For example, here I have a square, and your pattern would tell you to cut a certain size square, a 5-inch square in this case, and then you would have to cut both of them, cut them twice diagonally so that each square will make 4 triangles. Now you can easily transfer this to using the Stripology XL, and we want to notice that this edge is a straighter grain, so these two are biased, and you can still do that with the ruler. So I have on my chart here come up with some basic sizes, some of the most common sizes that can be adjusted and adapted to the Stripology ruler to cut your right triangles. So what you want to do, I'm going to be cutting, so that was a 5-inch square, so I'm going to adapt that, so my strip size will be 2.5. So I want to take my strip and lay it diagonally on my cutting mat. Now I'll be using the 45-degree line on the ruler, so it's a bit sharper edge. And I'm just aligning that line with the bottom of the strip. And then I'm going to go by the first cuts here in my chart. So they are going to be at the 0, 3.5, 7, and 10.5, and possibly 14. So we'll start at 0, 3.5, and 7, and we'll do 10.5, and that doesn't reach all the way. So here I'm going to slide my ruler upwards, remove that first triangle, and slide my ruler up. So now I'm aligning that diagonal line with the top of the strip and sliding this over so that this extended line down here is even with my first cut. So now I know everything is going to be straight and I can just continue. So finish that cut in the 10.5, and then I can cut my 14, but there's not enough room there. So now I'm going to turn my ruler and use the diagonal line, 45-degree diagonal line, going from the top left down, and align that now with the top of my strip. And you can see that you have a straight line coming here that you align with that first triangle. And now I'm going to do my same cuts that I did before. So cut through the 0, and then 3.5, 7, and then 10.5 is not far enough down, so I do the same thing. I remove the first triangle, slide the ruler down so that diagonal line is now aligned with the bottom, and then finish with my 10.5-inch cut. And now I have my right triangles, and as you will see, they are the exact same size as the ones that I did by cutting squares. Now you will notice that I don't have every single size here, and that is because some sizes will not work with a ruler because of the increments being too small and too odd. But these are very common sizes, so I hope you can take some of those patterns and adapt them to using the XL ruler. Now the G-Easy Point Trimmer Pack also has a 45-degree trimmer, and let me show you how that one works. So if you have 45-degree right triangles, and you are doing a pattern that needs to put them together this way, for example, this trimmer will just make it so much easier by trimming those points off here so you can know exactly where to position them when you piece them together. So you will just place this on the corner, trim both corners off. We'll do the same with the white one so you can easily see how great it is to assemble these without any hassle. So they will fit together if you were to sew them together like this. You lay them on top of each other and you'll see that these edges will be even, and that 1/4-inch seam will just be perfect edge to edge. So I hope this will inspire you to experiment with adapting some of your patterns to using the Stripology XL ruler. Thanks for watching. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. This one has been out for a while, so it looked like by your comments that some of you have never seen this tutorial, so that's exactly why we decided to do it again. And it's always good to have a refresher. This one kind of is a lot of information, but it's the whole idea of you can take any pattern, not just my pattern, and stripologize it. So turn those pieces where it says to use a specialty ruler or cutting squares and cutting them apart. Some of them you can just save by cutting the strip and using your ruler. So that chart that I was using, so I'm going to show you that one here in the overhead. That one is along with all of the other bonus charts that we have that I've done for the Stripology ruler. I have half hexes. We have, of course, the 1/4-inch increments for both the XL squared and then the mini one. We have other Stripologizing charts and so much more. There's another one for half square triangles, 1/4 square triangles. You can find all of those on the website. There is a link at the top that says bonus charts and templates. Click on that and then scroll down. There's lots and lots of charts. And so sometimes maybe there's a photo of the chart and you try to click it and it won't work. Click on the actual header. That is the link to the PDF that you can then print out. And these are great to print out, laminate them, put them in a little binder, have them with your ruler at all times because you don't really know when you're gonna wanna try some of that stuff. So the trimmers, like I said, they come in a pack of 3. They do have the 2 trimmers that I showed in the video, and then one more that I don't use that much, but you may be seeing it used sometime soon. And then, of course, the ruler stickers come in 2 different colorways. We have the Tropical Brights palette, and which has 3 colors. Tropical Brights has 3 colors called Blue Lagoon, Mojito, and Cosmo. And then the Fruity Fiesta palette is Grape Ape, Lemon Drop, and Strawberry Daiquiri. I mean, that's just the way I do colors. I don't know. I think it's more fun than just red, yellow, and purple. So they are, of course, something that I use all the time when I'm using my rulers. I use the stickers all the time, especially for any kind of squaring up. If you're doing something over and over again, it just saves so much time and keeps you on track. But I saw lots of questions, so let's put up some of those questions. Will we need the point trimmers for this strip along? Okay, there's not a need, maybe a want. So you may want, if it's something that you've had your eye on, I'm going to use mine for the strip along. That is one of the hints that you're going to get. Okay, how do you do it with the original ruler? If you're talking about cutting those triangles, so you can, that's the difference with the original ruler. It only has one 60-degree line and one 45-degree line. So you are not able to turn it to do the triangles. So you can cut diamonds, and then you can manually cut the diamonds in half to do that way. So it would work the same. Or I did this trick when I was trying to show you, I think during the Hope quilt along, or maybe it was Elvira, how you can flip your ruler over and then do the second cuts. But it's a little bit tricky and maybe not ideal because then the grip is on the top and not the bottom. Will we need background fabric for the strip along? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You'll find out next week. Can't you make quarter square triangle blocks but using 2 half square pairs sewn together and cut on the diagonal? Yes, you can. Not really what we're doing with this, but I do mine. I cut them, sew them back together. I don't draw any lines ever because I trim. Do we need to starch our strips? I don't usually do that with my strips, and for this one it's pretty straightforward, so I wouldn't do mine. How do you get the fabric knot to cling to the ruler when you lift up to make the second cuts? So if your fabric is sticking to the ruler, you probably have a brand new one and it's still got that static cling a little bit. Get a dryer sheet, rub it on the back, or just rub your hand over the back. So you should be able to lift it up and move it around, and then when you place it down, it will hold the fabric in place. So you can move mine on the with the ruler, so, or you can move your ruler on my fabric. I think it's because I use my ruler a lot. So if you just took it out of the plastic or it's fairly new, it's probably just static cling. Why do I cut off the tips? So by trimming those tips off when you're sewing things together, if you have those dog ears on some of your triangles, depending on what you're sewing, you would always have to guess how much that tip needs to stick out so that you can get an accurate seam. And by trimming the tips off, as you saw when I flipped it over, all the edges are even, so you know exactly where to place them together to stitch, and you'll never have to trim those dog ears or figuring out how far to stick out. So it's an accuracy thing. So it really makes a huge difference. Even though it might be putsy, but it makes a huge, huge difference. Okay, is there ever an issue of using the ruler so much that the lines get wonky and you need a new ruler? I have used my ruler from when it came out, and I use it a lot, and I teach with it and let other people use it. No. It really stays, unless you are really scraping the inside of the slits and you're kind of chipping away at your ruler, which if you're using your cutter correctly, you should not be doing that. So I don't think that is ever going to be an issue. How many jelly rolls? Oh, I like those questions. That will depend on the size that you're going to make. So we'll wait and see. I love it. I love it. They always try. There was a couple other questions that I remember seeing, but now, of course, I don't remember them. But keep the questions coming. Is Roxanne our stripping project? No, Roxanne is not a strip quilt. It's a square, 10-inch square quilt, so that is not it. Oh, did Mr. HP look up a stack and whack quilt? No, he did not. However, everything was stack and whack that day. Everything. He made himself a stack and whack sandwich. And so everything was a stack and whack. It's his favorite. It was his favorite word. Wasn't that last? Was that Tuesday?
Yeah, that was the word of the day.
That word of the day. Or was it Friday? I don't remember. Yep. Stack and whack was his favorite word. Okay. I think. Oh, does the 60-degree trimmers replace the Tri-Rex ruler? The Tri-Rex ruler, no. The Tri-Rex is a very odd angle, and it's really only to make, the long triangle and the side. So the Tri-Rex is just made for that. It's not a 60-degree triangle at all. It's its own thing. What sizes will be available for the strip-along? Lots of sizes. And if you've done some of my previous ones, my oldest patterns only gave maybe 3 sizes of quilts, but what I've done with the strip-alongs, if that was the case, I added a bunch of sizes, so you can do all kinds of sizes. Are the trimmers in stock? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Got them in stock, of course. All right, are you ready to see some fabric?
No, Mr. Honey didn't win the Grammy.
Oh, yeah, he lost to Mr. Rogers. But I think it was great that he was nominated. His name was read on the show. You liked the show, didn't you? The actual show, show tonight. His award was earlier in the day, but yeah, I mean, they've been so hit or miss, and I think part of being so limited with COVID and everybody had to be kind of spaced out and no crazy stunts and stuff, it was kind of got back to really like the music, right? It was kind of interesting, kind of old school vibe to it. I liked it. We enjoyed it with a bottle of rosé. Actually, it was a very nice one.
Half dressed up.
And we got half dressed up. I think that should be like a thing. Yeah, waist up is all business, and then waist down is all comfort, including the slippers.
Yeah.
Everybody loved your slippers. Comfy, feet are warm, yes, and the pajama pants, which is like pretty much your uniform. Okay, I wanted to mention before we go into the fabric. We talked about the charts. Yes, I did tell you about where to find all the charts, the bonus charts. I did include a link in the description of the video if you want to find it. Otherwise, just pop over to the website. It's in the top menu bar. All right, the Scrap School books are back in stock. So this is the compilation book I was a part of, and my quilt spin cycle is in here if you haven't seen it. This one, really cool, really fun to make. And so these books are back in stock. I know people were asking about that. And let's check out some of these awesome fabrics. I told you it's March Madness. We're getting so much fabric every day. I love it. It was heaven. I even spent, how much time did I spend back in the warehouse today? Probably 4 hours. Just playing in the 1 yards, reorganizing, moving things around, touching the fabric, petting. It was awesome. All right, so this first one is just a 6-piece bundle. This is our second little yoga bundle. So this is called Stoppable. 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 So we have, unfortunately, these are all girls. No, that's not okay. Boys do yoga too. Especially you. A lot of yoga. So, but I love that they're at least, all kinds of ethnicities recognized here. I love that. So I included some basics in there. This is kind of that, I don't know what that logo is, but I think there's something to connecting with yoga. So then we have the kind of the mandalas here. Very soft, nice colors. And the pink in the same print. And then we have the yoga girls in the green background. Also with the yellow and the pink. And then I chose this perfect green accent to complete a small bundle, but I think we still have maybe just a few of the other one which is, I don't remember, that was called No Place Like Home. No Place Like Home. So that is a yoga thing too. You could put them together. I love you can make little bags or things from this, or pillows, even put it in a quilt for a yoga lover. So cute. And of course we got plenty of 1-yards to add in if you wanted to do that. Okay, so this next one is very festive. It's called Livin' La Vida Loca. I challenge you not to sing the song, because that immediately, Ricky Martin is in my head. So this is kind of Day of the Dead, very Southwest inspired. This is the sugar skulls. Love it. I love sugar skulls. Love, love, love. Beautiful flower vases. I love the artsy kind of design on it. So it's like it's done by an artist. And of course, living the vida loca, you gotta have some peppers, gotta have some hotness in there. And then we have llamas. Not only just regular llamas, they are carrying cactuses and all kinds of kind of desert plants. I love it. I love quirky stuff like this, as you probably know. We have the heart print with the crosses. Let's see what this one's called. Oh, Sacred Hearts. Sacred Hearts is this. Each print has a name. I love that. Let me see what this one was called. Oh, just La Llama. La Llama. And then we have cacti. Look how fun colors. Really fun colors. Cactus print. And desert flowers. Colorful. Beautiful flower fiesta is this called. And we have kind of the novelty print here. Beautiful. It's called Casita. Oh, I love this so much. We have a small floral that ties in all the colors. You can see how colorful this is, but you know, sometimes it's just good to throw them all together. Another a little bit big, larger scale on the blue background. And then we have the llamas again in the blue background. And finally, the sugar skulls in the kind of, it's a really dark navy. It's not really, it reads kind of black, but it's not. So I love this. And of course, with all of this color and all of the prints, you know, sometimes when you're making a quilt, it's actually great to just throw all the prints and then maybe do one of the patterns that are scrappy with focus. So you choose one focus fabric to kind of stand out from all of them. Or, and you could do that easily with this. I did that, for example, with my Clarissa pattern. You could do that with Hope. This is make an awesome Elvira, anything big like that, showing off these prints. But if you wanted to make it calm it down, so use these prints and maybe calm it down with some basic tone on tones. I actually, when I was playing in the warehouse today, I found these are bundles. So some of you may have this bundle. It's the marble fabrics, but we have both a warm and a cool. And so it has all of these colors. So it's only an 8-piece. So the cool bundle is here, and that would totally work with this. And then the warm bundle is this one, and this one would also work with it. So anything like any basics like that would really give it good life. But I'm going to set these aside here, and then I pulled some 1-yards. So what I did, I really just went through kind of the colors that are in here, so that you can, if you would have a variety of adding in here, it would still look like this really eclectic, fun feel. So I started with the darkest navy, and I found this one that's kind of in between those two. It's a scallop dot navy, really nice and great color on there. And then just a little bit lighter blue, the bumbleberries. This is one of the new ones, the Tikehau turquoise. And this one, it's not really turquoise. It's more of that light blue, I feel. I picked another, oops, almost fell. I picked a green. So this one, because it needs to be kind of that sharp, bright green. So this is canvas in the chartreuse. Now, I don't feel like this is really a chartreuse color. It's more lime green and really goes well with all of these. Then I have another bumbleberries. This is the retro red. It's a nice soft red which has a lot of kind of orange hue to it, which goes well with all of these reds here. And then of course you got to have some pink. So this is a brand new dash flow. I have some more dash flows to show you. We got in raspberry, so that sharpest pink, the brightest pink in here, and then this another bumbleberries, the bumbleberries pink burst. So I love that it has the lighter pink and the medium pinks in here. And then I found, actually, I just showed you, like last week, I showed it On The Go fabric line, which is a kid's line, but it has these great basics that we have in 1 yard. So this is On The Go texture. Even though it's kind of tire tracks, it doesn't really look like it. It's just a textured fabric. So these red and this yellow would go well in here too. Just play nicely off of it. So this would be really cool. So let me show you also some of the new new dash flows. We got a peach that would work well. This one is called conch. And then we have a parfait. So any one of these would mix well. If I were to choose one, I would probably go with this one. No, I'd probably go with the peach, because it kind of ties with many of the peach colors in here. The peach and the raspberry. But either one would work really well in here alongside. So this is Livin' La Vida Loca. Sing the song. We can't play it because if we play that, then our video will be muted because there's copyright on it. So you just got to sing it in your head. I'm not going to sing it for you. Although I do love Ricky Martin because his music makes you move. I love any music that makes me move. All right, so we're going to move on. Speaking of music, this next one is called Rock On. So this is kind of a rock and roll line for kids. It's a smaller, it's only a 10-piece bundle, but I love these colorways. Very kind of, if you have, well, boys or girls that maybe play an instrument or in a band, I think these would be so perfect. So we have the guitars, and it's not juvenile, so it doesn't necessarily have to be for kids. So we have the typography print, and I love the fresh take on colors. We have this taupey background with the navy, orange, yellow, and lime green. And who doesn't like hedgehogs playing instruments, playing guitar, rocking out? I mean, it's just something that everybody has to have. We have this lime green lightning print, and then we go into the more blues. So we have this light blue one with all of the instruments and the words. And then the guitars again in the dark navy. And I love this. This navy has a lot of purple hue to it. So nice and warm and goes well with the orange. Another tone-on-tone print with that hint of orange. We have the typography in the blue and then the hedgehogs. The hedgehogs with a mohawk, of course. I just love this. This would be really fun. Maybe Kobe needs a quilt like this. What do you think? So what I did, I loved playing with this and finding 1 yards to go with it. So I started with the blues, and I thought this one would be almost like a perfect mix. The speckled metallic navy, just because gotta have a little glitter or a little sparkle with a rock star. Another tones that would work well is the dimples midnight hour or the canvas after midnight. So really that dark, kind of darkest hue of navy. Then I felt like you don't really maybe need a whole lot of more navy, but you need to add a little more green because there's only that one green. And so that lime green, I found a few. So the Floral Elements Kiwi is almost a perfect color match here. And then we have the Thatch Chartreuse. If you don't like flowers, if it's for maybe a boy or something. And then we have the Spectrostatic Chartreuse, a little bit lighter, but also kind of that grungy rock and roll theme. So I think probably I would go with these two if I was doing something. Oh, I'd probably throw this in too. That's just me. And then I thought, okay, so what if you wanted to do a background, backgrounds that would go well with this? So I think this one would be great, the Deco Stitch Cloud, because it has a little bit of that gray bluish hue to it and a little bit of that taupe. So this would be a great background without standing out too much. A couple of these new ones also would work well, and I love it because they're kind of grungy and, you know, rock and roll. So Life's Recipes and the texture with the ivory would also be a good one. And then if you wanted more of that taupey one, the Life Recipes gray. Like I said, it's not really gray, it's more taupe to me. So then what if you wanted to do one of those quilts that needed a focus color? So pull a color out that's not in the bundle and you wanted to do something focused. Obviously, the first one that stands out is the orange. So I pulled some fun orange colors that would really brighten things up. And I love this for a more modern look to it. The Prisma elements, the Apricot Sunstone. And then this one is also kind of grungy and fun, the Jot Dot in the orange. Or a grunge russet orange. That's kind of that darker, and it has that darker, kind of a little bit of a purple in it. So it kind of plays well with the blues here. And if you didn't like orange, who doesn't like orange? Well, some people don't. So there's also lots of yellow in here. So you could pull out yellow, and you want it to be kind of a brighter yellow so it stands out from the lime green. So I think like a Solana thatched butter in the Buttercup. Very nice, bright yellow. Or the Triangle Dot in the Bumblebee. It has a little bit of light in there that plays off with the lighter colors. Or I thought this one was fun too because it's kind of that grungy feel. Those grays in here, the Spotted Quotation Mustard. So we will put all of those in that, you know, fabric pull blog post so that you can kind of reference it if you wanted to look at it closer. But the bundle is called Rock On. And I just love anything that's unique. That is me. We don't just do the basics. Hedgehogs that play guitar. I mean, that's just how we roll. Why not? All right, so then we have, just let me show you all those dash flows if you were wondering, all the new colors of dash flow. I have them all here. So we have the Bran Grape, we have the Wheat, which we've been waiting for. We had that before. Pansy, a nice lavender that I felt was missing, and then all those really nice pinks. So Conch, Parfait. We have a really nice bright yellow in the Daffodil. And then, oh, one Jax is new too. It's a berry. So I keep adding wherever I feel where we are lacking in color or stories. All right, so one more brand new bundle. No, two more. Sorry, two more. This one I really love, and this is one of those that is just great to kind of build your collection or build a stash. It's called Soften the Volume Art Gallery, all low volume fabric. So very nice combination. So for example, if you were thinking of making the Spin Cycle quilt and need a variety of lights, this would be it. So it has a variety of geometric designs. We have a nice little floral background here. So there are 10 prints in the bundle. This one is a great texture, a little bit directional, so you could use it to give that feel. We have this kind of branches print, a little bit more contrast in this one. Another geometric, and this is kind of the darkest one, but it's still all very neutral, but still the different shades make it so that it becomes interesting. So the different textures and the different hues. Love this kind of like a stitch print. We have another floral. This is one of the lightest ones. And then we go into these lighter ones. Now this one, I love this. I love any kind of typography print. So this is also going to be available in 3 yards and 1 yard. We just haven't gotten to cutting it all yet. but this one will be available in that, as well as these two. I love these little sprigs, or what are they? In Icelandic, it's strá. It's actually little grasses or wheat or something like that. But I love the hue, really nice, beautiful white background. Not pure white. And then this one as well. This one will also be available in 3 yards and 1 yards. Just beautiful background prints. Put them all together or separately. Great stash builder for some low volume action. All right, and then the one more. Now you might have noticed the quilt behind me. This line I just absolutely fell in love with when I saw it. So it's the Roxanne. This is Roxanne right behind me, made with 10-inch squares. I of course used the bundle. And so this line is called Dwell in Possibility. It's by Gingerbread for Moda, but I really toned it down. This line is huge on its own. It's almost 40 prints. So I toned it down to 12. I picked favorite 12, nicely balanced, and I started with this print, which is my favorite, which is the border. And I just loved it. Uniqueness black with that metallic gold and this peach and a little bit of gray. Anything unique. You know me by now. So we have a couple of black prints with metallic gold in it. I love this one. Great basic because it's irregular with the metallic and this nice charcoal. And then we go into that gold color, kind of this Vegas gold. So this is not all metallic, but I just love this color and how it goes together with everything. So this one is the same color, but with the metallic gold in it. And then we go, got 2 peaches. Let me pull this down. Couple of peaches. And that is just such a unique color. It's, not always used. We have that same main print in the light, and that includes some of the grays and the peach, and then a little bit of the metallic gold. So it kind of ties it all together. We have that print in the light, and also the geometric with metallic gold. And then we have 2 grays. Just push this together a little bit. 2 grays. And the flowers, and then the typography print, which has all kinds of quotes in it. Really pretty. So what I did, I cut mine into 10-inch squares, and then I cut the rest into 2.5, 1.5. But we have the bundle available now. This was on pre-order, so if you ordered pre-order, you probably saw shipping notification. But we have 4 prints from this line also in our 3s and 1 yards. So this is the same print as here in the light background. Love this. And so we have it in 3 colorways. We have it in the gray, which is not in the bundle. These 2 are not in the bundle. And then we have it in the charcoal too, which is in the bundle. And then we have the main print also, which is I used for borders. And so we have them in 3 yards and then in 1 yards as well. Those 4. So Dwell in Possibility. And I did tell you that I might show you a little sneak peek of what I'll be doing for my retreat quilt. Do you want to still see that? Check this out. Ooh! This is my Astrid block. So I did use this also for my main, and then I'm doing a scrappy version of all the colors of the bundle. So cannot wait to see that turn out for retreat. All right, any questions on any of this stuff? Are they loving it? Yeah, he gets to see your comments. I don't really see them live unless he puts them on the screen for me. So, so I love that he's always smiling and okay, Emma is asking, is this what you use for the quilt? The quilt right here behind me, Roxanne, is what I used. I used the bundle, and I actually quilted it today. Gertie was working today. The pattern that I use for the quilting, I don't know if you can see it. It's called Andalusia. It's you got it from Urban Elements. Do the metallics tarnish over time? You know what? I have not experienced that in if you were using quilt shop quality fabrics. I mean, possibly in 10, 15 years. But you know what? I'll just make another one. But I haven't experienced that with, a lot of the motif fabrics have a little bit of sparkle in them, and I'm not seeing that go away, even with plenty of washings. Rock sand pattern is not in my books. It's a single pattern. Single pattern. So using 10-inch squares. Very easy and fun to do because you don't usually see that on 0.9 patch. You would think that you'd have to cut odd pieces, but of course is very, you know, with my techniques, very easy. What is the wording on the white? There are no words on the white. It's probably just the texture of the quilting that you're seeing. There's words on the gray. It just says, it's all these Emily Dickinson phrases, dwell in possibility, and then there's a Laura Ingalls Wilder quote, I am beginning to learn that it is the sweet, simple things of life which are the real ones after all. She seemed to walk in an atmosphere of things about to happen. So, the humblest tasks get beautified if loving hands do them. So beautiful quotes. Love that. Can you order the stitch lines in 1 yard? I'm assuming. Oh, you were probably talking about this white. What's the wording? That one I don't know if I can even read them. The stitch lines we don't have in 1 yard. So we only have that in the bundle. Let me see. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. So it looks like poems. Emily Dickinson is on the bottom here. Yeah, so little poems. I think this is just so beautiful. I love that there's lighter. Can you show this in the overhead again? There's lighter parts and then darker parts in the script. So darker, lighter. So very pretty. All right. Do we have a live winner? Sir? The size of each piece in a bundle, Dorothy is asking. All of my bundles are half-yard bundles. So 18 by 42. Get a lot out of a half-yard. Okay, our live winner is Jerry Meme. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Jerry. Congratulations. You've won a $25 gift card to the GE store. Make sure you send us a quick email, help@gequiltdesigns.com, to claim your prize. We will try and hunt you down. If you've shopped with us before, we will just automatically put it into your account. So congrats, $25 go to you. Now, of course, we also give everybody else that can't maybe watch us live a chance to win. So we will finish our show with a question. So question, since it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Now, I was asked today if we celebrated and did some weird things at school for St. Patrick's Day in Iceland, and I said no. I didn't know what St. Patrick's Day was. It's just interesting living and growing up in a country that's a melting pot of different cultures and different immigrants that the U.S. is. Iceland, of course, yes, we have a lot of Irish heritage in us, but it's been so many years, so our culture is Iceland and Icelandic. So we didn't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. But I wanted to know, do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day? And would love to hear some of the things that maybe traditions that you do. Maybe you have some Irish heritage in you somewhere back, way back, or just have fun. I mean, St. Pat's, that's a day to have fun. I have never had a green beer because I don't like beer. Have you? Green beer?
I don't like beer.
Corned beef and cabbage? Cabbage?
Nope.
No corned beef for me.
A green shake from McDonald's. That was it.
Oh, that was it. That was Shamrock Shake, isn't it?
Shamrock Shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I don't like milkshakes anyway. So yeah, I'm a pooper. But I would go to the bar and watch the parade, and I ran in some St. Patrick's Day races and stuff.
Probably had apple martini.
I had something green. Yes. But I would love to hear if you celebrate and what you do. Now, we will be live, of course, later in the week for our Friday show, which is March 19th, 3 p.m. Central Time. And our next Tipsy Tuesday will be next week, March 23rd, my mom's birthday. Everybody remember that. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central Time. And I can't wait to see you there. I'm going to reveal what is going to be our strip along. And it's also the day before retreat kicks off. So very exciting week ahead. So thank you all for being with us tonight. I hope I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.